Welcome back to Wisdom You Didn't Ask For But Suddenly Can't Lead Without. It's season 3. Woohoo! I am part of Generation X, and you are too if you are between the ages of 41 and 56 years old. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of shocking news, but it's not going to be long before we become the oldest group in the workforce. You may be wondering why I would say such a mean and horrible thing. Here's why. The world is now changing faster than we are. If you've ever questioned the need for you to state your own pronouns when introducing yourself, or you've wondered about the difference between being non-racist or anti-racist, then you're in good company. You know who else struggled with the world changing around them faster than they did, don't you? You remember that? It was your parents. I know I'm a barrel of laughs today, aren't I? Look, I would like to issue a challenge to you to help you with this, because I think most of us just going to go la 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 la. I want you to take a look at the folks that you're connected to here on LinkedIn, or even just the people that you work with on a regular basis, and run the numbers, even just like roughly. And look at how many of the following do you have? Straight people, white people, men, women, men of color, women of color, LGBTQ, people with disabilities, and people 15 years or younger than you are. What story do those numbers tell you about your exposure to people who are different than you are and have a different experience of being in the world and at work? If you haven't already noticed, LinkedIn has evolved in the last year, and it's become a much more diverse, active, professional town square. And it's now a really important forum in the discussion of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's not just a professional networking site. So catch up with that, because if you're a leader and you're not paying attention, or you think that this doesn't really apply to you, I have a message for you. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. You're welcome. Because if you don't want to be the one who looks old and out of touch, or who doesn't understand what all this fuss is about pronouns, who thinks that, microaggressions is a term used by snowflakes, and that you actually did earn all that privilege that you have, well, you are about to get your ass handed to you by a black millennial who goes by they, them pronouns and is about to start running your HR department. I'm not kidding. If you're looking for an old white guy who got this memo, take a look at Joe Biden and his cabinet. Now, is that intentional? Yeah, absolutely. You bet your ass it is. And you can be cynical about that, but that's just an excuse to not be helpful. Close your mind and go la, 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 which leads you back to where you started. So do this now. Diversify your connections. Look at the people that we're recommending below. Follow them. Read, engage with what they're saying. I promise that you will learn something. I know I did. So, and I think that you'll be glad you did too. And the only regret that you might have is that you didn't do it sooner. That's this week's Wide Av. I'll see you next week.